Hello, today's devotional can be found in 2 Nephi chapter 25, verse 8. Wherefore they are worth unto the children of men, and he that supposeth that they are not. Unto them will I speak particularly, and confine the words unto mine own people, for I know that they shall be of great worth to them in the last days, for in that day they shall understand them, wherefore for their good have I written them. Okay, this is obviously talking about the scriptures. And the scriptures, the Book of Mormon, the Bible, the Doctrine and Covenants, the Pearl of Great Price, Ensigns, New Eras, Friends, Church Talks, those are all scriptures. Even hymns are considered scripture. And they may not look very attractive physically. They may look like any other book, but they are not any other book. They are filled with knowledge that will help us to become wise, and it will, through past the experiences of our ancestors. And he that supposeth that they aren't valuable is suffering from ignorance. I mean, we shouldn't condemn ignorance because people don't know any better. And they're full of valuable information that will help guide us as we see how our ancestors lived. Because everyone is like interrelated, like somehow. And yes, people made choices that made them either closer, helped them to either come closer to God or push them further away from God. And each choice they make, each choice we make, does the same. It helps us to either come close or pushes us away. And the Lord always wants us to learn. He wants us to be learning constantly, that we might be able to learn and grow and prosper and do very well with what He has given us and more. Because we are of great worth unto the Lord. But we have forgotten that as soon as we cross the veil into mortality. We forgot that. Hence why things like scriptures and the gospel and everything good were provided and put on the earth, that we might know and understand how valuable we are to God. And also, the atonement of Jesus Christ was put on the earth, that we might know that we are of great worth to God. And we are offered chances to embrace what learning materials we have been given, that we might know that they are of great worth. They will help us prepare for the last days. We are in the last days. But we have our free agency whether or not we choose to try and understand what we have been given. The Lord isn't going to force us to learn something that we don't want to learn, because that would be a punishment. But know this, we are all of great worth to God, Jesus Christ, and our Heavenly Mother. They love us, they care about us, they want us to succeed, and because they care about us, they give us ample opportunities to learn. If they didn't care about us, they wouldn't give us any opportunities or resources to learn. And we are all the Lord's people unless we choose to be otherwise. And every opportunity to learn something good comes from God. Every trials are a test of our faith, except for those which we bring on by our own poor choices. Trials are to refine us and help us to become stronger and help us to reach out to God if we so choose. Because He will not necessarily take the trial away. It will give us the strength that we need to get through it, and Christ will through the atonement if we so ask for it. Because there's no need to take the full magnitude of our imperfections upon ourselves, because it was already done through the atonement. Christ already did it. So when we have difficulties, we might as well just turn to Christ and say, hey, I need your help. Because the magnitude of our own imperfections and our own sins is something that I wouldn't wish on anyone. Because it's very painful, and when we think that we need to suffer for our own sins, we don't see that we are of great worth to God and Jesus Christ. Because they saw our worth and our potential, God and Jesus Christ made this plan. And Jesus Christ suffered and died for the world, that we could come to know our great worth and our great potential if we so chose to seek it out. And we shouldn't be afraid, because if we choose, we can not only seek it out, seek our worth out, we can understand it and embrace it. For our good, the atonement was done. For our good, the plan of salvation was mapped out. For our good, we are provided with resources and opportunities to come unto God, to come unto Christ freely, to partake of the atonement. Because we are of great worth to God. We are of infinite worth. And even if we choose not to see it or acknowledge it, we still are. I mean, God doesn't give up on us. God doesn't move away from us. God doesn't forget us. We forget. We may forget God. We may forget our value, and we may move away from Him. And if we do not grow or learn or prosper, it is by our own choice. I mean, even in the most deplorable of circumstances, one can grow with the help of the Lord. And if we don't choose to do that and we miss out, it's our own fault. But we are given ample opportunity, and we are of infinite worth. Let us not forget that as we continue to strive through life. Because knowing